Hello guys, am I audible? Can someone please confirm whether I'm audible? Yes, yes, yes. Great. Let's wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start. Let me share my screen. Can you see guys my screen? Okay, let's start. So guys, you are already knowing what is today's agenda, which is smart form. So we'll be covering what is smart form, what is the benefit over that, why do we use smart form, okay, and what all technologies we have to print the form or page, okay. So, and why do we require smart form or any forms which we are using in SAP? Even we are using the current technologies also. There we are just going and then printing the form. Okay, and how to create a smart form? What all things available in the smart form? Okay, how to write our logics? How to fetch the data? How to design the screen? All those things we'll see one by one. Okay, so we'll start with smart form. Okay, what is smart form actually? And why do we create one? So before going there, I'll just show you one example of I have taken one from internet. I do not have any build right now with my hand, so I just share my internet actually. Just give me a sec. So see guys, just give me a sec. Let me share my screen again. Yes. See guys, so you might have seen such bills actually, right? So you are getting the bill for Airtel, you are getting the bill for your credit cards, your phone bill, your electricity bill. Okay, in the similar way, these are the customer things actually, customer pages. But sometime when the business they are doing their business, they send the bills to business as well, like they want to send some PR information, some PO information. Okay, sometimes we are printing the labels. Okay, labels means like you might have seen some packaging from Flipkart or Amazon. On the front they are getting the bills, right? Like if I search here Amazon packing page. So if I get something on internet, let's see here. See, we get such a page on the top when we are just getting it, right? So something similar to this, right? Something similar to this we are getting when we are our package gets delivered, right? So we get some pages over here. There one's QR code is there. The user just scan the QR code and he verifies your name and sometime mobile number. Okay. So these things we can do with the help of our smartphone. Okay. Our smartphone can do that. Even Adobe form can do that. Even in the earlier days, SAP script was also an option. Even some customers still use SAP scripts. They have not migrated, but we can do the migration also. So in the last, I will show you the migration part of it, how we can migrate the SAP scripts to a smartphone. Okay, how we can convert it or migrate, we call it mostly in the technical term. Okay, how we can do this. So these all things we can do with the help of smartphone. I'll give you one more example. So guys, you might have seen some trucks, right? Trucks are taking the luggage or some wheat or potato or something, like very big companies, they are sending so many packages, right? So that thing which we are seeing in the truck, so they cannot go without any bill actually. They have to display the bill, what they are carrying it, how much quantity they are carrying it, what is the weight of the total truck, all those things, right? So there also we can give the this kind of print smart form, that this is the item you are carrying and this is the state you are going to and these are the state you are coming from, this is your manager signature. Likewise we can print in one form. Okay, so these are the smart form we can do, we can achieve with the help of smart form. Okay guys, this is just a basic introduction I'm giving you from the starting, and the technical term I'll tell you what to say, how to write. If someone asks you what is smart form, then how to answer that questions. Okay, so let's start. What is a smart form actually? Okay, so a smart form is used to create and maintain forms for mass printing. We are printing like we are generating electricity bill for our customers, right? So we can do the mass printing, like we just give the job date and time, and then automatically it will calculate the charges in the backend program, and it will generate the bills automatically. It will print it, and then what you can do is your distributor can distribute to all the houses. So that kind of thing we can do. Second question, if I say that when the smartphone came in picture, so we can say 1998, 1998. Okay, it has come to the picture and it has started to replace SAP script. So SAP script has some limitation. It was very headache actually to create the script, and we have to maintain styles for that a lot, and labels. Okay, labels was a good thing actually. With the help of script, we could have created the labels. Okay, and then we have like totally we have to code for everything, but in the smartphone we got some drag and drop option available, that I'll show you in the upcoming picture. Okay, in the coming. So what is a comparison? So if you know the what is the SAP script, it's fine. Okay, if no, then leave it. I'll not go for the SAP script versus smartphone, that you can do Google. Okay, on that. But what is the advantage of that? Okay, so advantage also, if I say what is the advantage or disadvantage, you don't know smartphone right now. Okay, you don't know the smartphone right now, then how I can say that what is the advantage? Okay, you don't know that actually how it's working, how it should work, how it looks like, then you will not understand the advantage or disadvantage of that. So I'll take that part, I think after one or two session. Okay, then that will be more clear, then you can understand, okay, this is what the advantage is and why we are creating this. Okay, so let's just move to smartphone screen actually. Okay, so I'll just share my screen again. Let's see how the window looks like. What's the T code? So T code for smartphone is smartforms, SMARTFORMS, smartforms. Okay, so smart forms, this is a T code to create or change the smartphone. There we get to one style and text model thing. We do not care about that styles and all for now. We'll just work on the smartphone. Okay, so first we have to give the name of the smartphone. Okay, we can give the smartphone name from here, or we have option like if someone is going to upload, they have some file available already, they can upload or download also from here. Okay, so let's create a smartphone. Okay, G session 1 billing print. Okay, so I'm just giving this name. Okay, G session 1 billing print. So just click on the create. As soon as we click on the create, okay, yeah, smartphones and Adobe Forms are latest, Kishore. We are working mostly on the smartphone, and Adobe Forms are very much required nowadays. Every company is adapting the Adobe Form. Okay, so as soon as we click on the create button, we get this window. Okay, so what is this window actually? What is this window actually? Okay, so right side, if you are seeing here, this is a window. Okay, let's go for the left side. Okay, so here we get the first thing here is that what all those global settings available in your system. What is global settings? So for every form, there are some settings which are automatically gets created when you are creating the smartphone. So let me just give some name: print, bill, or invoice. Okay, that's fine. Okay, print invoice. Now you can see there are three options available. Okay, one is form attributes, one is form interface, one is global definition. Okay, so what all those things? So if we double click on the form attributes, we get this information. I can hide this for now. Okay, So what is there in the global settings of form attributes? So attributes means just general knowledge of that smart form, what kind of smart form it is, what page it is, and how it's working, right? So you can see created by my ID. This is my ID, and the last change by my ID. For every program or object, we have attributes, right? Same similar way, here also we have the attributes. Okay. Then if you are going to use this in all the languages, sometimes we are using standard text, so that you'll see in future. Okay, so if you are using that all languages, then you can convert the text to some other language as well. Okay, and then if you want to give some into some selected language only, like English or Hindi, or you can print the smart form in Hindi as well. I have seen Hindi smart form as well for one of the customer. Okay, and then we have some restriction that we can ignore for now, like some install language something. Then next we have option called output option. Okay, in the output option, what do we get here is, okay, we get the page format. So guys, you will be knowing what is a page, right? We have A4 size paper, we have A3 size paper, we have A5 size paper, and similar way. So if you want to print some labels or the printing thing, that you can go for small size. So here we can see the width, height, and weight, right? Width and height. So and the based on your requirement, you can choose your type of page you are going to use. Okay, if you are not going to print the copies or the bill or anything, then you can go for simple A4, which is DIN A4. Okay, then it says character per inch. So 10 character can come in per inch. So per inch means 1 inch space. How many characters we can write? So that is 10 inch. Okay. Lines per inch. This we can ignore, and we can make it 7 or 8 also. Then style is okay. This is style actually. So style means that we have to create sometime the style. Style means like how will you design your page? It can be colorful. It can be bold. It can be your characters can be bold. It can be italic. It can be underline. It can we can use some font family. So if you guys are working on PowerPoint or Word, okay, or your notepad, so there what we see is we see some font family, right? Colors, the bold letter, like all those things we can maintain with the help of our style. So currently it says what is the system is there, we'll use a system setting, but later on we will change this. I'll show you how to do that. And then we are seeing output. What is output means actually? So we says that it will generate some XML kind of format, and then we are going to display it in your web pages. So that is also possible. We can send this smart form to your some link, and then we can just display in your output, or you can use a simple output like standard output means you would give the print command, right? Control P. The similar way we can do here also, standard output screen. Okay, so these are things. So mostly in the interviews we get a question. Okay, so what all the global settings available? So you have to keep remember three settings we have. One is form attributes, one is form interface, one is global definition. Okay, now let's go to the interface. Okay, this is the second setting for us. So which is what says form interface. See, form interface is like it is, guys, right? The concept of interface, right? That interfaces are used to connect two systems or two programs or two uh, methods or anything. Whichever you are connecting something, you are connecting it with some interface, okay, with some communication. So similar also, if we are connecting this smart form with our program, right? We write some report program and send to send the information here for printing purpose. So here we can maintain those things, the table data, maintain parameter, and all those things we can maintain over here. Okay, that these values are being sent from the program. Okay, and this behaves like whenever we are going to save it and going to generate it. Okay, if I just simply activate it, it's generate a function module automatically. Okay, so that's the reason we call it as a interface. And it, if you just go to display mode, okay, go to the attribute over here, see it's a regular function module we are creating for a smart form, and we have to call this smart function module. So from the program, okay, from the program we call this function module, and it acts like an interface. Okay, like we are calling this, then the smart form is being called. Okay, these are the standard settings already. We do not touch these settings. Okay, some mail recipient, if you want to set some mail sender, we can use, or we can store it in our DB and then we can use. So we have, see in the function module, if you know, we have import parameter, export parameter, right? Over here, see, import parameter, export parameter, changing parameters. Similar way we will get the interface in the smart form also. So we can see the same thing over available here. Okay, Is it clear, guys? It is a replica of function module. Okay, we are using it to connect the smartphones. Now let's go to the third thing. Okay, so form interface is also used as for input parameter. Also, we get the input from our report program, or also we can create some input parameter here itself. So we'll see that as well. Then the next one is global definition. So in the program, if you are like what we do in the report program, mostly we declare some variable like data lb underscore type character, data lb underscore character numeric, right? And we declare some tables. Likewise, if you have to use some tables or some work area, some variables, all those things you can declare over here, okay, in the global section, and then you can utilize it in further in the smart form. Okay, this is why it is used in the global data. In the next statement we can have types actually. Okay, so guys, see, we do not have report program currently over available here. So where will you write your code? Where will you declare the table type? We declare the table types, right? That ty structure, and then we call it in a program, then create the type table of data, right? If you might recollect it from the report programming, similar way we also do here. Okay, similar way we also do it here. Then field symbols, if you want to create some field symbols, you can create directly here. Okay, initialization, if you want to write some code, like we got some data from the main screen, main program, but still you want to do some modification of the code, that can be done in the initialization tab. As soon as this call smart form is called, okay, you can call it in the initialization tab. We can create some form routines or subroutines. So guys, if you know about the concept of subroutines in the report programs, you can create the same also here in this. And the currency and quantity fields. So guys, are you aware about the currency and quantity conversion when we are utilizing any when we utilize any price, amount kind of field or quantity kind of field? We give a conversion reference field for that thing, so that whether it's a kg, or it's a rupees, it's a dollar, and all those things, we here also we'll have to use that field, okay, as a reference. So hope guys, this much is clear to you all. Then we have something called pages and windows. See, these many segments are automatically created when we are creating the smartphone. Okay, these are created by always smartphone directly. So whenever we create one smartphone, there are two things which automatically gets created. One is one page. Okay, page means that print, we do a print right of that page, that gets automatically gets created. It will be a blank page. Okay, and then one main window. So we'll see the use of this main window later on, but let's see the page. So how we can see here, we have one option called form painter. Okay, form painter option we have. If you just click on that, see right side there is some option available. Then we can stretch it bit here and reduce the size. Okay, we are seeing it very large, so we can just reduce the size from here and see it in the small size, so that we can see whole page. While designing, we can increase the size. That time it will make us more feasible actually. So this is our main window. Okay, and this is, you can see from end to end, this is one page, one A4 size paper. Okay, if you're going to print this page in your printer, it will, you can print for the whole page, all the data you can print. Okay, in the main tab we use it for data printing. Like if you want to print the call details of a customer, so you can write the customer name on the top, and then whoever number here used for a month, you can display all the data over here in the main window. Okay, so how we can do that, how we'll see that also. And if I just go and see here, now we have some kind of windows available. See, this is one of the window. Okay, this is called this main window. We have, there are four kind of windows available. One is secondary window, the third one is copies window, fourth one is final window. Okay, so what are these windows actually? Okay, what are these windows actually? And we can see there is some output option available, so we can uh, we can move this to this much. See here, this values got changed, so we can define where this window should fit in. See, we can see these values are changing, right? And if I'm just reducing the size of this window, see, this will be in decrease 21. Then if I decrease some more, it is 18. Likewise we can see. Okay, so we can change the size also based on the requirement. Now coming to the question here, what is window type actually? Okay, so let's go to the PPT again. So we'll discuss what is a window type. So we can see there are total 4 windows available right now in the screen we saw, right? So let me take a screenshot from here. Let me take it again. Got missed. Yeah. So if I just pressed here, so we have total 4 windows available. So what are these 4 windows? Okay, what are these 4 windows? So let's design one page actually. It's okay. Let me design one page over here. So if I design one page, so let's suppose this is my A4 size paper. That's how the A4 size paper looks like, right, guys? Let me. Are you able to see my screen, guys? PPT screen. Are you guys able to see my PPT screen? Say yes or no. Okay. So what happens that, yeah. So when we are printing this data, okay, so we have one window called main window. Main window I'll come later. We have secondary window. I'll go first. Okay. So if you want to write your address, okay, if you want to add your logo, okay. So in the SMARTFORM, you on the page or bill, you might be seeing your data actually, right? Logo, if I say, and if I just use as an address, company address, and what we can do here is, yeah. So these data are not being print many times, right? Only one time you just print the data, and it is not repetitive, right? You can just repeat on the next page, but this is not being copied and pasted again here and here. So if your window is fixed at a one place and the data is also fixed, that time we create as a secondary window. Okay. So for company address, logo, or I'll say some customer address also, like I want to print the customer name over here. Okay. If I print the customer name also, so these things are fixed. Okay. These things are fixed and we call it as a secondary window. Okay. Just focus please guys. Okay. Then coming to the main window. Okay. So main window means like we have created one page and then our logo will be coming here and then name. Now I want to print, what I have to print is the call detail of a customer. So call detail can be, he might have called a person, or we might have a line item of 300 or 400 line items we can have in that for that customer. He has written that many times. Okay. So what we do is we would do that in main window. Okay. We do this in main window. And if the data is not coming inside this one page, then what happens, we can use a second page. We can create the second page also. Okay. And third page and fourth page and fifth page, likewise, until unless the data gets completed, the data which we are fetching, if it is not getting fulfilled, then we can create the main window similarly. Okay. So we do not create every time, we just use it, create once, and then we do some settings and then it automatically gets created. Okay. So I'll show you how to do this also. So this is our main window, right? This is our main window. We created the data. Let's suppose our records are 300 or 500. So then it can create 4 pages, 5 pages, 6 pages similarly. Okay. So this is what our main window is. Okay. Now the next concept is copies window. Okay. So copies windows are generally not in very much use, but you might have seen some examples saying when you are going for some kind of billing, or you are going for your bike service, or if any vendor is sending some material to your company. So what they do is when they're creating a bill, manual bill, right? They keep a carbon copy right guys? They keep a carbon copy. So in the similar way, if you also want to create some kind of thing, okay, then you can also create a carbon copy in your system. Okay, so that is called copies windows, and there you can maintain some text like this is original, this is duplicate, this is carbon copy, some any text which you want to maintain, you can maintain them. Then what will be happening when you are printing this page, how it will be printed, like I'll show you. So if you're using the copy window, then it will be printed as original. Mind my mistake for the, okay. And then if you're printing the next copy along with the logo and everything, right? So if I just delete this for now and copy this, I can copy this. No. Okay, let me copy it one by one. Then see, it will be a replica. You do not want to change some information. Only thing which will change is yours, this system saying duplicate. And then you can give it to your customer, right? So that is the use of our copies window. So you can create one copy, two copy, three copies. Pages can be n number, does not matter, but here it will written like original or duplicate. Okay. And the last thing which we have is final window. What is final window over here? So final window means after everything is done, you have printed the address, you have printed your logo, you have printed your customer name, you have printed your data as well. But at the last, what we do is, let's suppose we want to count, that how many calls this guy has done in a month. Okay, so we cannot do this until unless this is flowing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It can be n number of pages, we don't know how much data it is going to print. So that time we create the final window. Okay, where do we create the final window? We create at the last. Okay, so if when we required, we create the final window. I'll show you that also how to create the final window. And then let's suppose we can create the final window over here. If I just move it a little bit, okay, if I move it and create some kind of space, yeah, and then we can call it as final window. Okay, and this is our secondary windows, right? So guys, let me write it again with the icons. So these are our final these are my what, these are my secondary windows. This will be used actually, the user or the interviewer might ask you that what are the secondary windows, what are the main windows. Okay, all these questions the user interviewer ask, and you should be knowing. And while working also, it is very important which kind of window you are going to create, right? So that's the reason you should have knowledge. Okay, this is my main window, which gets repeated, which is used to print a lot of data, main window. And final window we create at the last. Okay, if required. If it is not required also, then fine, but secondary windows and main windows are mostly we create, okay, in our day-to-day life. And here I can write simply, okay, some total, okay, total amount. Okay, we can print this total amount also at the last. Okay, once we can submit, and then here we can say data. Okay, we print the data in the main window, mostly which data, the repeated data or multiple line item data. And the copy window also we have seen that if it is written as this one, then we call it as duplicate window or the copy window. Hope guys this is clear. Please say clear if it is clear. If no, if you're in doubt, then let me know. I can repeat again. Only thing is concept should be clear when you're learning it. Depends on the length of page, it is goes to the next page in the main window, right? Depend on the length of page, it goes to the next page in the main window. Correct. So if the page does not have space, it will automatically go to the next page. Correct, Siva. Okay, great. So now let's design this window. Okay, now we will see how to design this thing, and we'll see a working example of how to use this. Okay, so if you have got if you do not have any doubt, it's good actually. Okay, so let's move to the smartphone and create the windows. Okay, so this is our, let me share my screen again to the SAP. Yes. Okay, so whenever we are creating the smartphone, one main window and one page, we can create multiple page also, like 3 pages, 4 pages, based on the requirement. Okay, we can create the main windows also. Many main windows we can create if you require print multiple data. That also possible. Okay, so now let's design our windows. Actually, see here, this is my page. Now I want to design my page actually based on the information which we have. Okay, so if I just make it some 50%, yeah, but looks really looking better actually, and I can design. So what you have to do first is right click here and then click on the windows. Click on that create and then windows. So we'll see all those things: create the graphics, address, windows, pages, templates, tables, everything we'll see one by one. First, let's create the page. See, we are getting the option to create the page also. Okay, so first we'll create a window. See, as soon as click create the window, see one pop-up came over here, right? So there is one window gets created. So I can say this is my address window. Okay, address window, fine. And then we can give, see, we cannot give space whenever we are getting any object. We cannot give space, so it has to be either uh, one space, or you can give underscore over here. So if I just not give anything, it, let's see what it error it will give. It will give me the error actually. So if I press enter, see, it says name address window is invalid. You have to either use underscore like any other SAP object, or give the full name, then it will accept. But to make it read clearly, skip the underscore so that it is clearly visible what you are going to do. Okay, then let's design this window. Okay, so we can print the data in this much section. So this section will be used for my address print. Address, my address means my company address, which is going to sell the item, which is going to create the invoice, which is going to send the bill to the customer. So my address will be printed over here, and I want to print my logo also. So for that we have to create one more window. Okay, so we can create con window, and we'll give the name as logo. Okay, logo window. You can give any name, depends. You should not exceed the length, and you are following the naming convention. Okay, logo window. So see, one more window got created. We can just simply drag it and it will move to the next side. If I want to enhance, enlarge it, it will be big. Okay, so now this is created. You cannot go beyond the pro page. Only till the page only you can access. See, I cannot go beyond the page. Only page setting which is there, we can utilize that much space actually. Okay, now let me do it. You also want to print your customer address. Okay, you also want to print your customer name, right? So for that we'll create one window. Okay, we cannot create everything in single window. We should not create everything in the, let's, we can do that, but let's make it clear so that it looks good, and to the user also, when he's seeing the smartphone, he will to see that clearly what he's seeing actually. So we can see here customer window. Okay, the user will not see it. Whatever we are designing, it is just for SAP. He will see only the PDF which the bill he is receiving. Okay, so we have created the customer window. So I can give the description also here. And if you're seeing it, whenever I'm creating any window, I'm not giving any type. It is automatically taking the secondary window, right? So that's a beautiful thing actually. We don't have to select every time, otherwise if it goes for the main window again and again, we have to select this. Okay, now we are going to generate one bill or one invoice. Okay, so invoice will have a header. So you might have seen in your Airtel bill, what they do is they just mention one line saying this is your month, this is your mobile number, this is your total amount. In the next page, what they do is they give the brief about your bill, right? This is this state bill, this is state this much charges. Likewise, similar way, what we also do, we'll write the same thing over here in a single line. Okay, in the single line we will write it. Okay, now window. So let's create the thing for windows. So we can say invoice window. You can give the name based on your functional ask you to give. Based on that, you can give, just drag it and put it over here in this section. Okay, now what we have done right now is we have just created some block actually, that where are we going to design the things. We are just putting a block, we are designing our page actually. Now once the design is complete, okay, once the design is complete, just save it. Now what you have to do is you have to print the information inside it. How will you print the information? Like if I want to print my logo, okay, if I want to print my logo, just double click on that window. Okay, this window got selected automatically. Just right click on that. Okay, and then create, and then we have something called graphic, right? We have something called graphic we can utilize to print our logo in the page. See, automatically it came as a graphic. Now we have to tell the what is my picture name. Okay, and what is the object id, what is the id things. How do you know these things actually? So for that we have one T code called SE73 or 78, I guess. No, 78, SE78. Okay. See, this is used like you remember when we were doing the ALV, we uploaded one of the logo, right? And then we used it in our ALV reporting. In the similar way, we have to do here as well. Okay. We have to first upload it and then use it. So let me check if my logo is still available. Just let me open that download. So we might have to upload it, the logo. Let me just copy it and yeah, music. Okay, I have to create the logo. Yeah, so we are on the screen here. We have already defined logos available. If you just open that, if you want to search for some logo, like if I want to search if any logo for SAP is available or not, so just type SAP star. Okay, you can search if any still some logos are still available or not. So see here, some SAP logo plus trademark is currently available. If you want to see this, you can just press enter. Okay. Uh, okay, one sec. It should display over here. It is not displaying. Just give me a moment, guys. It should display the logo over here. Okay, the print preview we have. Okay, so this cannot be found. Then color. Click on preview. Okay, this is not there. Then I remember one logo is there called Enjoy. But still, let's see whether the Enjoy is available or not. No value is found. Okay, what could be the reason? Let's search for Enjoy. Yeah, some Enjoy is available, which is okay. It is not displaying. If I go for black and white, whether it's going to display? No. Then let's see over here. See here. Okay. See, if we use this Enjoy one, okay, then we can see this logo will be printed in our SMARTFORM. Okay, this will be displayed in our SMARTFORM. Let's use this for now. Then we will use upload our own logo. Okay, later. So just copy the name. Okay, And we can just create our logo also. Like if I give ABAPX, okay, press enter and double click on that. So it is asking me to give the file name where this my logo is available. So I have used created my logo in my pictures or music. Okay, so it is not finding it. Why? Because it only accept BMP thing and my logo is on PNG. Okay, so it always take the bitmap kind of format. So you should remember. Okay, you have to use the bitmap kind of logo or the logo which you are uploading. So currently I'll use this one only. Enjoy. Okay, so now let's go back to smart forms. Go to change mode, go to the windows, and which window? Logo window. And we have already added the graphic node, right? This is called node actually. This is called window. This is called node. And it can be any node. It can be text node. It can be graphic node. It can be address or windows or again template or table. Anything it can be. So we have used the graphic node. What we'll do is let's search directly from here. Okay. So just click F4. Give the name over here. Enjoy. Execute. If it is available in the system, it will come. Just select it and automatically these two information will be filled from the system. Now here it says which kind of logo you want to display. You want to display it in black and white or color. Okay. So I said, okay, let's go for color because we have uploaded the color logo. Okay. Then we have to give the resolution, how big this logo should be. So I can say some 200 dpi. So this guy, you can just do some R&D, like how much big when we give 150, how much big when we give 200, 300, likewise. Okay. Simply save it. Okay. And try to activate it. Okay, it got activated. Simply execute it. Okay, and again execute and just give the execute here. Now here if you see it asking for output devices. Okay, so what is the output device? So guys, when we are printing anything with our Word file or Excel file or PDF file, we give the printer name, right? Like our Samsung printer or our HP printers or any printers which is configured with your system. So if I just place F4, okay, it will show me all the system currently available or linked with, okay, that we can do. But you know, if you have configured it your own printer, so with the help of basis, okay, you can configure your own output device and then you can give the print command and you will get that output as a paper format. But we do not have currently printer available. So we have given by SAP called LP01. So what does LP01 do is, it gives us the preview, okay, in our own screen itself. It's like we are printing this page in our screen. Okay, this is our screen. It will be printing the LP01 or the print preview it will give us. Okay, if you just click on this print preview, it will just give the output here. Now here we can see the number of copies. So I was telling you the concept of copies windows, right? So here if we give only one, then it will print only original. If we give two or three, that time it can give duplicate or triplicate, likewise. Okay, so if you're going for some surveys or something, those people used to give numbers over here, then only two copies comes actually. Okay, so that we'll see when we are going doing that. Click on the print preview. See here, you can see guys here, the logo is printed. Okay, the logo is printed. We can give our own logo. That's not a big deal, and we can upload. We can do this in upcoming sessions. Okay, now let's go back. We'll utilize the address window also. I want to print my company's address, which is where my company is currently, right? So I want to print that address right now. So I think I have to go to change mode. I am not able to do this. Sometime it misbehaves. So yeah. Okay, now let's print a address of this. So guys, you might be knowing that customer address, vendor address, or business partner address, all those things are stored in your database. Okay, so when you are working on the actual scenario, that time you can do something like coding to get the data and then send the information. We'll see how do we send the information. But for now, we'll directly print the address in this window. So how we can do is directly, first we have to create one text element for that. Okay, we have something called text element. Okay, Simply give the text element. One window will be coming there. Okay. Okay. So this is coming in Microsoft Word actually, which is not required for me now. I don't want to use a Microsoft Word, but I want to utilize this window. Okay. I want to utilize this window. This is called graphical window. Okay. To design anything, to write or content. If you click on this button called editor, okay, then you will go to the edit mode, or you can write anything in your text actually. Like we are getting one open page or blank page. Okay. So I'm getting again and again one Word file. Now we can see this editor is come. I can write anything. Okay, I can write my address. My address might be, if I say that flat number or survey number. Okay, mostly the companies having survey numbers and all. Flat number they will not have. Okay, survey number 111. Okay, and the next line, if you want to, just press enter to go to the next line, and then survey number 111. I can say Neeladari Road. And next we can go Bangalore, and then pin code can be 560100. Okay, so this much we want to print, and let's suppose some mobile number also they want to print. So some 080 and then some random number they want to print. Okay, so just save it. Save option will not come here. Just go back. Okay, and your display available will be here available. Okay, and then allow. Okay, so if you're not able to see my screen, I guess I'm getting one Word file, so you might have also faced that thing in your day-to-day thing. So for that, we have one program available. We can directly go to this thing in the editor mode. Okay, you just try once. I'll just go to that program SE38. So we have this program called RSC Paste Editor. Okay, if you just execute this one, we have to uncheck these things. Okay, just uncheck that and activate it. So you just try in your system. If you check this, what happens? If you uncheck this, what happens? Okay. So this is to remove that Word file is coming again and again. Then let's go to change mode, page, and then address window, and then go to just open that and text. You can give the name some text also, like address text. Always try to give some name over here. What happens when you are coming back the screen and when you have multiple text available, you will not be able to find where you have written your code actually. Okay, so we can say address text, and then you can see easily, okay, by seeing the name itself. I have seen around 100 kind of windows, or like 50 or 52 likewise, and then multiple addresses, loops, command and all when we are printing the heavy smart form. Okay, so always try to follow the naming convention. Okay guys, so that's all. We have given the address. Now just save it, activate it, and print. This we are doing direct printing. Okay, we will can also use it in our get the data from the tables and do that. We will see that. See, now we are able to see the information over here. Now we can see this is available, the logo is available. Okay, now I want to print what the next window. Okay, so what all the windows we had, the invoices and the logo we had. Now I want to print some invoice number. Okay, or like this invoice. So how will you print the invoice number if you don't have the invoice number? So you know that we are creating this as function module, right? So how the function module works? It works on the inputs and output, right? This function module, we give some input, it gives us some output, right guys? Say yes or no guys. The function module works on the inputs and output, export or import. So we give some value in the import section. Okay, and then that works as an input, and then an export we get the result with some processing inside the code. Okay, similar way, if you want to pass some information or get some information, let's try to print the invoice number or invoice name and other thing over here. Okay, so how we can print that? Okay, So for that, we should have first one parameter available. So where we'll be creating the parameter? Here in the interface. Okay. So we'll create one parameter called p underscore bbeln. Then the type is bbeln. Okay. If I just simply skip this and see, like function module, we also have option here. Okay. If I just, whether it's optional or not. Okay. So we are not giving it as optional. It has to go in the table, find the data, and then return me the data back. Okay. If you give this optional, it will not ask the input param compulsory. Just activate it and let's see whether now it's allowing me to go with the execution or not. See here. Now this parameter came p bbl, and if I simply press enter, see it is asking me to at least give some value. Without giving the value, I cannot go. Okay, we have not put any validation by now, so it will just print the information. Okay, but it will not print the data which we are looking for. Now what we'll do is we'll take the input in this field, okay, which we are, for that we use the interface. I told you, right, that we'll use the interface to pass the data from the program and to send the data in the smart form. Okay, so we'll see the structure also. Okay, I can show you in some time. So I'll show you the architecture of smart form, how it works with the help of programs. Okay, so now let's go to the global definition. Here only we can write our code, get the input and all those things, right? Data. Now we have to create some table to store the data, right? Or the field, okay, or work area. So I'll create one work area for now. I'll just want only one record from the table. So work area can hold one record at a time, right, guys? So I'll just create global structure underscore bbRk, okay, type bbRk. That's all. We have declared one global structure of bbRk table, type bbRk. Now let's go to initialization. Here we can write our code to get the data from the database. Okay, so let's write the code. How do we write the code? Select, right, single, because we need only one record, star from bbRk into, now we are not using the table, we are using the structure, so table into table is not required. Okay, we can directly use the work area gs underscore bbRk, where we are giving the condition, right? So bbeln equals to p underscore bbeln. That's all. Okay, now what it will do is it will pass the pbbeln entry to bbRk table and get the data into gs bbRk, and we will use this gs bbRk to print the data in the invoice header. Okay, so if I just try to check if any syntax error is there, so it will say pvbln is unknown. Okay, this window where we are writing the code, it does not know what is pvbln, even if we have given in the interface. Okay, we have given the interface, but it is not a global definition. Global means it will be used in all the program. Okay, it will be used in whole program, you can access that part. Okay, local and global, you understand, right, guys? So it says pb global bbeln is unknown, it does not know. Then in the initialization tab we have two things available right here. So let me just scroll a bit. So we have something called input parameter and output parameters. So whatever code you are going to write here, whatever code you are going to write here, what is your input and what is your output, you have to maintain in these two windows. Okay, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 4, it can be 20, it can be 30. Okay, and number of I forgot the total fix actually how many we can do, but you have to maintain over here. Okay, so if I just maintain that this is my input over here, pbbl, simply check and again click on the check button. Okay, now again it's saying gs key is unknown. So what was our gs key? We declared it, right, global data here, right, but still it is saying, then we have to tell okay, this is my output parameter. If you give it in the input again, so let's check, it will not give any error, but gsbbrk is your output, you are getting the data, right? So you have to write it over here and not here. If you're giving it both the place, let's see, possible. It can be your input or it can be your output. Like we have some changing parameters, right? We have seen in the subroutines in the similar format. Okay, we can write the subroutines over here, and then we can write the code over here for that subroutine. That we'll see. Okay, in future. So now our data will be ready. So if you want to see what data is coming, okay, what data is coming into this PBBBLN. Okay, how do we see the data at runtime, guys? How do we see the data at runtime? Because until unless we have some output screen available, how do we see the data at runtime? How do we see the process flow of that program? Comment on, guys. Comment on that, guys. By the time I'll just take one BBLN data. Comment, guys. How do we know the process whether it's working? How do we see the runtime data? Great point. Great. Samyullah Aski, that's fine. So we do that, we see that in our debug mode, okay, by putting the breakpoint. That's correct answer. We have to go in the debug mode to see the data, what data is coming. So how we can do the debugging over here? So there are several ways to do that, but for now, when we are in the development, we can just write one thing called breakpoint. Simple. Every time we are going to stop this program, and let's see that I have copied one BBLN number from BBRK table, and I'm going posting here. Simply execute. Okay, go to LP01, again press F8, and then it is going to the debug mode. So you will not be able to see that screen. Let me share to you guys. So if I open the allow, now you will be able to see that screen, right? The breakpoint worked actually. Okay. So what we passed is, we passed this number 90111898, and what do we got in the GSVBRK? So if I go to desktop 3, double click on that. So we got some information: BBLN, FKRT, FK type, right? USD or other fields. There are so many fields are available. Okay, we got this data. Okay, so now we can access this data in our thing in the smartphone. Okay, simply just execute. Currently it will not print anything because we have not given anything. If you have to print something on the smartphone, then you have to give it in your form or on the screen. Okay, simply go back and remove that breakpoint. Like it means we got the data, right? I can just remove the breakpoint. Now we have GSVBRK and it's having all field. We have used a star, right? We have not declared any structure directly. We just said, okay, whatever the BBRK is there, right here, we have used the BBRK, so we can access any field of BBRK. This is not the correct way of doing it. We should always take the field which is required. For that, we have to create the table types for over here, okay? Because the type table of does not work over here, so we'll see that as well. So now initially it's done. We got the data in GSPBRK. Okay. Now let's go to invoice window. Okay. So invoice window is currently empty. There's nothing. So to print anything, I've told you, right? We have to know we should have one text window. So create text window. Okay. Now there are two ways to do this. Either you can write the content over here like invoice number. Okay. But you cannot write your variable actually. You cannot write your add your field value over here. You can only write the labels, okay, which is there. To add the field, okay, to add the field you have to click on this plus symbol. So there is one plus symbol coming, guys. You can see that this plus symbol here. You need to give your field name. Okay, so what was the field name we had? GS underscore BBRK, and then BBL, same way which we use the system. So guys, if I press OK, this is my field which is going to print the invoice number. If I press OK, see it says field name not allowed. Okay. So guys, you have to make sure that when you are going to print any field name or field value you have to print, okay, what you have to do is you have to put this ampersand mark over here, both the side starting and ending. So if you're putting this, the program SMARTFORM will understand that you are going to print some value of this field. Otherwise, it will not understand. It will take it as a string only. Okay, at the label. See here. Now it's being highlighted, and then invoice number. The second way is we can click on this pencil here, this editor button. Okay, click on the editor. One window will open, right? Then what you have to do is, again we are getting the same again, right? Click on the go to button over here, go to the change editor tab. Now this looks a bit better. Okay, this looks a bit better. Then press enter, then new line is open. Okay, if star is not coming, it means there's no new line. Okay, if you're just giving invoice number, I can give, and then invoice value. Okay, so what was the name of value part? So ampersand gs vbrk, and then the field is I think netwr, so which holds the value of net price. Okay, so let's print only these two things for now, and let's print one more value. See, this time I have not tapped enter button. Okay, directly I'm going to the third line. Let me see any from that table. I'll take the currency. Okay, the currency. So for the currency, the field is WAERK. Okay, so I've taken from the field. So if I just give currency, if I give ampersand GS hyphen BBRK, and this is a field name, not this WAERK. This is my field name. If I press enter, see, it goes to the second line itself. So it understands, until unless you are putting the star, it will take only the one line. So every time if you want to print in the main line, always give the star of enter and then give here. Okay, now it will go to the next line. Now if you give the enter anytime, so it will not go to the main screen. You have to make sure this thing. Okay, just go back. Now we can see these are three, so we can remove the extra space. Okay, if you want to give some extra space also possible, you can give extra space over here, and then in the window also you will see this extra space. Just save it, and if any syntax error or field is not found, then you will get the syntax error over here, and then activate it. Okay, so let me take this again. Invoice number, just execute, execute, execute. Here it is asking me to BBLN number. Just give me the number, enter, give the printer LP01 and click on the print preview. Okay, and see here. Now we can see the invoice number over here. Invoice, this is a value and this is a currency. Why it is coming in the next line? Because might be that length is not matching, so it came to the next line. So we'll see this designing also, how to see modify this thing, how to keep it in one line. Okay, and how to give the border also. So this we'll see how we can do that. Okay, so guys, are we clear till here, guys? Are we clear till here, guys? Kindly reply so that I'll get to know. Guys, can someone from learning group, right? I have one learning group. If you are from that group, can you just say learning, so that I'll get to know how many have joined from there and how many have joined from the public group. Right, learning, please. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Let's meet tomorrow, and then we'll work on other thing as well. Okay. Good night.